Jammu and Kashmir delimitation, and recently they have submitted the recommendations, not submitted, but it's a draft proposal was there in the public domain. So who is the head of this Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission? Who is the head? Any idea? To anybody, online students? Any idea? Who is the chairman of Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission? Are you reading newspapers? I think around 1 week back, not even around 1 week back, it was published in the first page of Hindu newspaper. Any idea to online students? Who is the chairman to this Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission? No idea, online students? Ranjana Prakash Desai. Ranjana Prakash Desai was the chairman to this Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission. Okay. So before I going into the Jammu and Kashmir delimitation and all, I'll try to explain some of the aspects of delimitation commission, the constitution, and what exactly it means, and what is an issue. And okay. And apart from that, what is an issue that in going on Jammu and Kashmir as far as this delimitation is concerned? At least are you aware about that? No, Jammu and Kashmir delimitation is concerned. Some issue is happening in Jammu and Kashmir. Are you aware? Online students, any idea? Are you going through the newspapers regularly?
The seats are given more in Srinagar than Jammu area, Kashmir area.
Okay, the more okay, you are fine. So more number of seats are allocated to the Jammu area rather than Kashmir. Total 7 seats were added to the Jammu and Kashmir assembly, and in that 6 seats were added in the Jammu region, and only 1 seat was added in Kashmir region. This is an issue. Now, okay, apart from Jammu and Kashmir, there are some other issues are there with respect to the delimitation. Now I'll deal with this. Okay. So delimitation means what? Delimitation means what? Delimitation means the act or process. It is an act or process of fixing limits or boundaries of territorial constituencies in a country or in a state or in a union territory to represent the change in population. That means now this is a particular state. Just assume earlier I have divided it into, let it be how many? 8 constituencies. Now over a period of time, the population of the state changes. When the population of the state changes, then I have to readjust the boundaries of each and every territorial constituency in such a way that, see, a representative should not represent 10 lakh and another representative should not represent only 1 lakh. Each and every MP and each and MLA is having the same power. They must represent the equal amount of population. So it should not be like one person is representing more and another person is representing less. That should not be the case. So in order to do that adjustment according to the changing populations, at a certain period of time, the boundaries of the territorial constituency will be adjusted according to the population. That process we call it as delimitation. That process we call it as delimitation. Now the question is this delimitation is only based on the population? No, but there are some 2 objectives to this delimitation. So objective one is to have equal representation to equal segments of the population. To have equal representation to equal segment of population. So to have equal representation to equal segments of population. That is the first point. Equal representation to equal segment of population. That means every segment should represent equal amount of population. That is the first thing. Second one is ensure a fair division of geographical area. Ensure fair division of geographical area. Ensure fair division of geographical area. What does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Geographical area means, now I will give another example. See, this is a state. Just assume in this state only 20 lakh population is there. Just assume 20 lakh population is there. Just assume. Now we want to create 4 constituencies in this state, because we are constituting every constituency for 5 lakh population. Normally nationwide we are doing, and we wanted to do the same thing here also. That means how many constituencies? 4 constituencies. Each constituency must represent 5 lakh. Okay. Now observe carefully. Here 5 lakh people are living. Here 5 lakh people are living. Here 5 lakh people. So 2 constituencies over. Here 5 lakh people. Here 5 lakh people. See the geographical area. This 5 lakh people is only representing hardly 10% of the geography. These two. But these people are representing more than 40% of the geography. 40 plus 40, 80, 10 plus 10. Now the question is, can I make this as entire one constituency just because people are so spare and people are so something, the density is very less, and can I make this as one constituency? That is the question. You can't make that as one constituency, though the population criteria has met, but it hasn't met the geographical criteria. It's not possible for an MP, member of parliament, to actually have a no, you cannot move the entire constituency. It's very difficult because it includes vast geographic area. So the point is, whenever you are delimiting, you are not supposed to see only population, but you also have an idea about geography also. This is another basic important thing while you are going for the delimitation. Is it clear? Okay. This is a very, very basic point. Otherwise, you don't understand delimitation. You never understand J and K. Okay. This is the first basic thing that you must know. And apart from this, there are some other calculations are also there based on the requirement. Suppose I'll tell you, you need to create a schedule caste constituency, and unfortunately in this constituency only hardly you are getting 30%. But here you find in some other constituency, here some 50% of SCs are there, and here some again some 5% SCs are there. Don't take 15% you take. Now, in order to make this constituency, somewhere you need to readjust the constituency in such a way that it should become the SC constituency. So like all that adjustments will be happen. It's not a simple plain division of the areas according to the population alone. First point. Okay. Now what the delimitation includes? What the delimitation includes? What the delimitation includes? See, the delimitation includes 2 aspects. One is according to the changing population, numbers has to increase, and if you are unable to increase the number, at least adjust the number. I'll tell you. Again, I am drawing the same diagram, and you missed some important aspect. You just take it from your friends. Okay. So now the 20 lakh is the population. Now I want to make 5 lakh people a constituency. So 4 constituencies. Now what happened is, after a decade, now the population has become 30 lakh. If I go with the same ratio, then how many constituencies should I create? 6. Now the point is, either I have to create 6 constituencies, or suppose if this is, suppose this is the, okay, earlier I am drawing that. Suppose now this is the earlier case, like 4 constituencies. Earlier case 4 constituencies. Now what I am doing is, either I have to create it into 6 like this. I have to create 6 into this, or otherwise, based on the changing population. Suppose now this is, now it is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. But in the 4 constituency model, what happened is, it has become 10. It is 7. This is 6, 6 plus 13, and this is 7. Okay. Now it has become like this. Now what I have to do? I have to make it 4, because there is no provision for me to increase it to 6. When there is no provision, I have to adjust it in the 4. When I am adjusting it in the 4, then 7 should be, what is the ideal number? 7 4 is 28. So that means, now what I have to do is, I have to readjust this. So how I will readjust? So how I will readjust? I will readjust like this. So I have to readjust. So the readjustment should be like this. So this constancy increase like this, and this constancy will like this. Likewise, I will do the readjustment. So the point in delimitation is, either I can change the number, of constancies, and if the number is not possible, at least I have to change the geographical number according to the available number. Is it clear? So 2 things I can do under delimitation. Now once you understood these 2 points, now I am coming to, what is the constitutional provision for this delimitation? What is the article? Any idea? What is the article? Article 82 of the Constitution deals about this delimitation of constituencies of both Parliament and as well as the Lok Sabha and as well as the state legislative assemblies. And under the 82 article of the Constitution, at a regular amount of time, we will constitute a high power committee. We call it as delimitation commission. So when I say commission, I don't know whether I have told you or not. Commission means there is a difference between commission and committee. And commission will always perform judicial functions, semi-judicial functions, and committee will always perform an executive function. When I say judicial function, it acts like a judge. It will provide the judgment. It divides. That means it can divide something among others. So commission is always having an important connotation, like commission will perform judicial function, whereas committees will perform only executive functions. Now you will appoint a high powered commission. That commission we call it as delimitation commission, and for the delimitation commission, a retired Supreme Court judge will be the chairman, and the election commission, that means the Central Election Commission and State Election Commission, are the members into that committee. Okay. So Supreme Court judge, retired Supreme Court judge is the chairman, and election commissioner, state election commission are both are members into this delimitation commission. And once the delimitation commission has given its final award, you can't question it in any court, including Supreme Court. Okay. So the delimitation commission judgment cannot be questioned anywhere. The order given by the commission is final. It is above judiciary, because that is why we have appointed Supreme Court judge to that. Actually, there is nothing beyond judicial review in this. But at the same time, you cannot, there was no, till now, there is no judgment that delimitation commission is beyond the judicial review. Until and unless they don't give the judgment, you cannot conclude that it is beyond judicial review. If someone is saying like it, it is not beyond the purview of the judicial review, then who said? Someone has to say it, no? Did ever Supreme Court said that it is beyond the Supreme Court judicial review? They haven't said. Then they haven't said means then we need to protect the autonomy of this delimitation commission. Understood? Should I repeat or understood? Okay. So Supreme Court has not given any judgment that it is not beyond the judicial review. So we are considering like, okay, Supreme Court cannot, you cannot question it in the Supreme Court. If in one or other case, if Supreme Court really says like, no, your delimitation commission orders also be subjected to the judicial review, then we can change. But till now that hasn't happened. Now, okay. Now, how many times this delimitation happened in India? So 1952, and actually the provision is after every census you have to do this, but we are not doing it. 1952, 1963, 1973, and 2002. And I think the number on the Lok Sabha seats and assembly constituency was fixed based on the which population? 1971 population. So the 543 number and your Kerala assembly seats, I don't know how much number. How much? 120. 140. So that 140 has based on the census of 1971 population. And why it is based on the 1971 population? Because after that family planning has started, and you are all aware that. Now, if it is fixed based on the 1971 population, then what we have done in the year 2002 by appointing a commission? This commission has not increased the number because there was already a bar on number. It is just readjusted the number, like how I have shown in the diagram. Existing 4, how they have readjusted, like the 543 readjusted, like your 140 readjusted. Is it okay? So the delimitation commission need not increase the number always. Whether to increase it or not, subjected to the constitution. And our constitution, we have amended and we said like, on the number, there is a bar up to 2026. So the number of the Lok Sabha seats and the number of state legislative assemblies should not be increased up to 2026. So after 2026, you can do that. Then anyway, at that point of time, you will have 2021 population. Then we can. That is the reason why Prime Minister is constructing a new parliament. Because if the number increases, then that existing house may not be sufficient. Is it clear? The number is fixed on 1971. But in the year 2002, what we have done is only readjusting the number. We haven't increased. The number is based on 1971 population. That will change only after 2026. 543. Okay, okay. That number you can change. You can change. Rajya Sabha also you can change. It's up to.
So then when we change in Rajya Sabha, it has to be listed in Schedule 4 now. Schedule 4 is the part of Constitution. So they need
Definitely. Constitution. But I don't know if you again try to change the Rajya Sabha, again it comes which state has to get more representative. Again, there is a same question what we got on the issue of Finance Commission, that the states which are able to regulate their population now politically losing their representation. Because if in after 2021, anyway, you have seen your TFR of Kerala, it's 1.8, 1.7, your population come down. And if they want to increase based on the population number, automatically UP, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, they will have high number. So just because you are growing, just because you are educating, just because you are controlling your population, your political representation is coming down. But I don't know how they are going to face this problem. Anyway, it's an upcoming problem. Hmm?
When Telangana and Andhra Pradesh have bifurcated, so Telangana needs new constituencies in Rajya Sabha.
Hmm.
So in that also they need constitution. Did they do any constitution?
No. With that act itself, they have done. Every constitution amendment need not necessary like this 2/3 of majority. Some of the amendments we can do it in a simple manner. So with that act itself, they have done separating. Now, so this is what about the Indian delimitation. Now I'll come to Jammu and Kashmir delimitation. Anyhow, in the year 2002, the act was passed. Every time we will pass an act, and under the act we will constitute a delimitation commission. This is 2000. And when we have passed the delimitation commission in the year 2002, we said on 2001 census population, we will do it. We don't increase the number, but we will readjust it. This is what they said. Now I'll come to Jammu and Kashmir. Once you understood this. Now when it comes to the Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir is having a separate, now we don't have, but earlier it used to have a separate constitution. And apart from that, the Jammu and Kashmir is also having its own act. That act name is, what is that act name? I think I forgot. Jammu and Kashmir Representation of Peoples Act 1957. Jammu and Kashmir Representation of People Act 1957. And even we also have our Representation of People Act. And in our Representation of People Act also there is a provision about this delimitation. And to provide some constitutional sanctity, we have mentioned in the Constitution. But through Representation of Peoples Act, we are giving some power, and Representation of People Act is giving power, and based on that we are constituting a representative act and delimitation act and delimitation commission, and that delimitation is doing that. But whereas Jammu and Kashmir is having had separate constitution and a separate Representation of People Act, and based on that they have done all the delimitation. When it comes to parliamentary constituencies, it was fixed again based on the 1971 population. Parliamentary constituencies. Now, but whereas when it comes to the assembly constituencies, and for us assembly constituencies, only the delimitation commission at the center will take care. We don't have separate constitutions, no, all the states, but J&K is having. When it comes to the assembly states, they have delimited based on, in the year 1995, last time, 1995, they have passed a delimitation act based on 1981 census. 1981 census. Why they have taken 1981 census when they are doing delimitation in 1995? There was no census in Jammu and Kashmir in 1991 because 1991 is completely it's I think, do you know the history that what militancy and everything that was happened in 1989 and 1990, 1991, and lot of this Pandits, Kashmiri Pandits has fled to the Delhi and all this issue. If you don't know, you can take it from Amal. I think he is good at this. No, he's having some political idea, no? So political people definitely will have some idea about this. Okay, but anyhow. So there is no census in 1991. The census was there in 1981, and based on the 1981 census, they have delimited. When they have delimited, what were the number of constituencies at that point of time? What were the number of constituencies at that point of time? 46 in Kashmir, 46 in Kashmir, 37 in Jammu, 37 in Jammu, 4 in Ladakh, 24 in POK. So they left 24 aside for POK people. So at one or other point of time in the course of history, this POK will become part of the country. So then why we need to again appoint another delimitation commission? So that is why they kept 24 separate. So still it is there. But these people, this is the number. Now, when you're looking into this number, how they have divided this 46, 37, 4, you will get an idea. Now I am giving 1981 census population. When it comes to the Jammu, when it comes to the Kashmir, it is 31 lakh. When it comes to the Jammu, it is 27 lakh. When it comes to the Ladakh, it is around 1 lakh, 1 lakh 34. I am not giving the number. So why I have given this number is, if you looking into the seats proportion and the population proportion, they are exactly matching. So that means the division has happened based on the population. The division has based on the population. So Kashmiri people are more, Kashmiri is less. Ladakh people are, Kashmiri people are more, Kashmiri seats are less. Ladakh people are less, Ladakh seats are less. That is how we have done in the year 1995 based on 1981 census. Now what happened is, in the year 1995, the Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Act, they themselves added a clause that there should be a freeze on this number until 2026. Like how we have put the freeze? Like, and prior to 1971, Jammu and Kashmir, though they have a power to constitute a separate delimitation commission, they haven't constituted. Simply what Indian committee has said, they followed the same methodology. But whereas when it comes to the 1995, they don't want to follow the methodology of India, but they have followed a different methodology, and ultimately they have done on their own because they are saying they have the power. That means you need to understand, until 1989 and until 1990, Jammu and Kashmir, literally it was part of India only. This separatism has started growing only after this emergency of, the emergence of this crisis in 1989. And if you still have any doubts, I have explained some Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act in 2019. It was there in our Amrita YouTube channel. You just go and watch. You can understand what exactly the problem. The problem is not there since 1947. There was a little trouble in the initial years, but after that, more or less it has become fine. But later, the mischiefs that happened during this 40 or 50 years has culminated in the year 1989. And from 1989 onwards, the real problem of separatism, terrorism, everything started in Jammu and Kashmir. And now you can see, when you have followed the methodology of Indian government since last 40, 50 years, why it has necessitated to reorganize? Though you have a power, they have reorganized. They themselves started showing like we are separate because we are granted that power. Anyhow, now in the year 2019, you know what happened? What happened? Huh? Yeah. 370 abrogated. 370 abrogated. Now all the legislations of India will applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. Now in the 2019 Act itself, the legislation says that now your freeze and all will go because your legislation don't exist now. What Indian legislation is exist now, the 2002 Act will exist for them. But anyhow, in the year 2019, when we have brought that thing, we said like now a delimitation commission is going to be constituted according to 2019 Jammu and Kashmir Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act. So the earlier Delimitation Commission was constituted under Delimitation Act of 2002. But Jammu and Kashmir Delimitation Commission was constituted under Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act of 2019. You have to be clear. Okay. Now they have constituted Ranjana Prakash Desai, and they have done all the survey. Now they have come up with a new recommendation. New recommendation. Now I'll tell you what is that recommendation. Now they are going to add 7 seats to the existing J&K, because earlier total how many seats are there? Total 87 plus 24, 111 seats are there. Okay, earlier. Now that 4 gone, because Ladakh is now a union territory without legislation. Now earlier, now I am writing here again, 46 for Kashmir, 37 for Jammu. This is earlier. Now what they have done is, they have added 1 seat to the Kashmir. That means 46 plus 1, 47 it happened. Now Jammu, they have added 37 plus 6. Now it has become 43. Total it has become 90. Anyhow, the 24 will be like that only. So that's not an issue. Now this is the issue. Now what they said, when you added seats, you have added more seats to the Jammu rather than Kashmir, because Jammu is a Hindu dominated area. So you want to play the politics out of this. But there is no guarantee that the seats are increased in Jammu area will increase only in Hindu dominated areas, because in Jammu Muslim dominated areas are also there. But the question is not Hindu and Muslim. I'll tell you the question. Now again, this was based on 2011 census. This is based on 2011 census. Now in the 2011 census, the Kashmir population is 68 lakh and the Jammu population is 53 lakh. 53 lakh. Now I'll tell you a point. If you're looking into this 46 and 37, if you're looking into this 46 and 37, it is proportion to 68 lakh and 53 lakh. If you're looking into this earlier 46 and 37, it is again proportionate to the population. But if you're looking into the present calculation, this 47 and 43, it is not proportionate to 68 and 53. That means now the Jammu and Kashmir, now the Kashmir people are arguing. Now the point is, though the Kashmiri people is having highest number, but you have given not that representation to the Kashmiri people, you have given less representation and you are giving more representation. There is a 15 lakh of difference of population, but when it comes to the seat difference, hardly it is only 4. That means earlier you have done the delimitation in the year 1995, you have given more seats to the Kashmir. I do argue that at that point of time, the Kashmir population is very high. But now, what is the reason for reduction in the Kashmiri, not reduction, but increasing more seats of Jammu? What is the reason for increasing more seats in Jammu? Now I'll come to the crux of the matter. Like till now we have calculated only population, but what about geographical area? What about geographical area? And if I want to give the geographical area of Jammu is, it is 26,000 plus square kilometer. If it is Kashmir, it is 16, around 16 kilometers, 16,000 square kilometers. If it is Ladakh, 42,000 square kilometers. And don't know this China how much they have occupied. Okay, but 42,000. Now tell me, if you consider only population alone, this is correct. But can you consider only population? What about geography? What about geography? Now you can connect it to the starting part of the discussion. What about geography? So geography is also important. And what is the difference between Jammu and Kashmir? 10,000 square kilometers extra Jammu is having an area. And it's some forest area, inaccessible area, but at least it has to come under one constituency, you know. You cannot make it just because it is a forest, it don't comes under any constituency. You can't, it has to come under constituency. When you are making it under constituency, anyway there is a less population, so I will make that entire 10,000 square kilometer as one constituency. Can you do that? You can't do that. And you know what happened? This Ranjana Prakash Desai committee has asked for the delimitation commission report of 1995 to the Jammu and Kashmir administration. You know what they said? We don't have that records. And Jammu and Kashmir don't have that records. That means the officials, that means the political parties, they are able to successfully remove that thing. Because if you're looking into the 1995 Jammu and Kashmir reorganization report, then you could have understand that they have considered only population as criteria alone, but they haven't considered any other criteria. That is a wrong thing that they have done. Why they have done that thing? Because they wanted a chief minister must be from Kashmir. They wanted a Kashmiri chief minister. That is the reason why they have increased the seats more to the Kashmir. That is the thing. But now, along with the population, we also consider this area also. So don't looking this issue in a communal angle, but look at it in a different way. Look at it in a different way. Have you understood? So this should also see, because I'll give an example so that you can understand. See, I'll give some states example. Goa. Do you know what is the area of Goa? 3,702 square kilometer. You know how many seats it has? 40. If that is the case, then tell me, if for 26,000 square kilometer, how many seats should Jammu and Kashmir have? 160. So it's all depending on, see, I'll give another figure. Take the case of Arunachal Pradesh. Do you know what is the area of Arunachal Pradesh? It is around 83,743 square kilometer. Do you know how many seats it have? 60 only. This much area. Because population is less. See, again I'll tell you, the population of Arunachal is 12 lakhs only. 12 lakhs only. Now Manipur take, and your state, we know, Manipur. The area is 22,000 square kilometer. The population is 27 lakh. Seats are 60. The case of Nagaland, 16,000 square kilometer. The population is 19 lakh. Seats are 60. So that means when you're looking into this, you should not neither consider geography alone nor population alone. If you consider geography alone, then to this geography, Arunachal Pradesh should have 120 or 150. If you consider only population, then Manipur should have more seats than Arunachal Pradesh. So the point is, delimitation is something, a different exercise where you have to consider different parameters like geography, population, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, any other local regions and everything. You cannot consider only one factor and you cannot decide the seats just to benefit some of the people. And that was happened in Jammu and Kashmir. Now it has, that imbalance has, now it is not there. So are you clear? Now, one thing, now what are the delimitation issues that are pending in this country? Is it only Jammu and Kashmir? No, there are some other delimitation issues are there. One is with respect to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. So what is the issue with respect to this Andhra Pradesh and Telangana? Because in the state of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana, when it is bifurcated, these become the small states. So we wanted increase in number. So it was mentioned in the legislation. Now they are saying like, no, we don't want to do this exercise now, because anyway after 2026 we are going to do, so we don't want to do now. But these states are asking for delimitation. Delimitation of what? Delimitation to increase the number, not to readjust. Increase the number. Telangana is having 119, Andhra Pradesh is having 175. So they wanted to increase because in the act itself they have mentioned. But these people are saying, no, there was a constitution amendment which we have already made. This is 87th constitution amendment. I'll come to that later. Amendment is there, and under that amendment, we have said like we should not increase the number or we should not disturb with this number until 2026. But the state people are arguing, you yourself as a parliament has done that amendment, you yourself parliament has passed this reorganization act. So this is a newer thing, do, but union government is not interested because BJP maybe politically it is not advantage to them. Because the same constitution is saying that there should not be an increase up, there should not be a change until 2026. But why you have done for Jammu and Kashmir? Because you have some benefit. And it's not only about the state of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. There are other states also there. I'll give the list of that state. I don't know, you might have read in newspaper. Arunachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Nagaland. Manipur, Nagaland. So what happened to this? What happened to this states is, sorry. So what happens to this is, these 4 states is, when we have delimited our constituencies last time in the year 2002. With the 2002 Delimitation Act, we have appointed a commission and it studied for 6 years. It was submitted the report in the year 2008 and we have implemented that report in 2009 election. The constituencies prior to 2009 elections are different. The constituencies post 2009 elections are different. If anyone is having that political idea, just think. Okay, it has changed. Now, at that point of time, when we are doing 2002 census, 2002 delimitation, what was the census we consider? 2001 census we consider. Now, at that point of time, there was a strong opposition from these 4 states, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Nagaland, to consider the 2001 census population. To consider 2001 census population. Why? Because already migration happened. You know the northeastern pattern. Migration happened, entire the demography has changed. Now some other religion people are dominating, non-tribes are dominating. A lot of things happened. Actually, they wanted the prior to 1971 population. But we cannot do like that. But they said, no, we don't accept to this 2001 population. When we say 2000 population is not, when they said 2001 population is not accepted to them, then we have issued an order, because under the constitution and under the Representation of People Act, the president has power that if any state, in any state, because of security or any other reason, proceeding with the delimitation is not possible, then we can suspend it. Likewise, we have suspended that. But when Ranjana Prakash Desai committee was constituted under 2019, be careful, we wanted to assign the delimitation task of these 4 states to the Ranjana Prakash Desai under 2002 Delimitation Act, because you cannot assign the task to the to Ranjana Prakash Desai under 2019 J&K Reorganization Act, because that act is only applicable to J&K. Then what is the existing act? That act is of 2002 Act. So that is how we have given the task to the Ranjana Prakash Desai. So Ranjana Prakash Desai commission has now looking into both Jammu and Kashmir delimitation and as well as the delimitation of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur and Nagaland. Now they have started the work. Now, what happened is now suddenly there are some technical glitches. That has happened in this. So what are the technical glitches is? When we have done the amendment in the year 2002, we have brought 2087 Constitution Amendment, and under 87 Constitution Amendment, we said like the census, the delimitation of 2002 will be on 2001 census, and there will be a freeze up to 2026. These are the 2 things. Now the point is, when 2002 Act says that you should consider 2001 census, and Ranjana Prakash Desai committee has given a terms of reference that you should do according to the 2011 census. So how can it is possible? The act with which you are drawing the power says the 2001 census, but the terms of reference which you got from the government is 2011 census. It is something wrong. So there is a technical problem in the act, and someone went to the Supreme Court. Someone went to the Supreme Court. So because of that technical problem, now the government of India taken a step back. Now the Ranjana Prakash Desai is only confined to this Jammu and Kashmir. Now the report is submitted. That report is in the public domain. Now the report is in the public domain. Public domain. Now that will be for debatable sometime, and after that they will finalize it, and we'll see what will happen later. But is it clear? These 4 states, Andhra Pradesh, and one more thing. And your same and the point is, when your same legislation says that it is on 2001 population and it must be there should be a freeze on 2026. But anyway, I can understand that the northeastern state, okay, because you haven't done in the year 2002, you wanted to do it now. But when it comes to Jammu and Kashmir, they wanted to do it in a different way, because they wanted to correct the imbalance that was done in the year 1995 through its Delimitation Act. So is it clear? Is it clear? So increasing the seats, readjustments, the criteria to consider, what is wrong happened with the J&K, the constitutional provisions, and about that. Okay. And the commission that was appointed, Delimitation Commission of the 1995 was KK Gupta committee. Just no one will ask, but KK Gupta. Now it is Ranjana Prakash Desai. And the year 2002, when we have done, I think it's some, I forgot his name, some Jaiswal or some commission is there. You can search it in internet, you will get it. So some legal loopholes are there. Some legal loopholes are there in this. And one more point I have to mention, in Jammu and Kashmir, till now we have only scheduled caste reservation. There is no scheduled tribe reservation. And recently that scheduled tribe reservation Extension Act was passed in the parliament prior to the abrogation of Article 370. Prior to abrogation of Article 370 itself, they have extended the reservation benefit of scheduled tribe to the Jammu and Kashmir, because in border areas there are some people called Gujars and Bakharwalas, they are there. But anyhow, with the abrogation of Article 370, with the extension of Indian Constitution completely, then automatically scheduled tribe reservation comes into effect. Now out of these 90 seats, 7 seats were reserved to the scheduled caste. For the first time, scheduled tribe reservation is implemented, and 9 seats were allocated to the scheduled tribe for the first time. For the first time. Okay. And delimitation happened in the 1973. After that, there is no delimitation after 1981 and 1991, and only 2000 we have the delimitation. Again, after 2011 we don't have delimitation. Maybe to after 2021 we are going to have the delimitation. So it is not compulsory that to do delimitation operation after every census, because you will get statement like things. There you will confuse. So it's not compulsory. So delimitation happened after every census. Normally you will get the statement. They don't give such a minute details. So suppose I'll give 3 statements so that you can understand. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay, three statements are fine. So delimitation exercise is a constitutional duty of executive. Who will appoint this delimitation commission? Huh? President. So president as in his capacity as an executive, he will appoint, or in capacity as a legislation, he appoints. Because president is part of both executive and president is part of legislature.
It should be passed.
Ah,
Then it should be the constitution. So this power of legislation.
so legislation power is there. Okay. Have you understood? Legislature will do. Without legislation, you can't go with the delimitation. Next. Delimitation will be done every census, after every census exercise. Not necessary, wrong. In delimitation, constituency is increased with increasing population. Not necessary. Not necessary. That's what I'm saying, not necessary. In 2002, did we increase? No, we can adjust. See, in delimitation, constituency is adjusted with increasing population. Can be, need not be always increase. Okay, you three statements look like correct, but they are wrong. Okay. Is it fine? Okay. Now you understood the importance of delimitation after looking into the question. Is it clear for online students? I think, I don't know, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So then, any doubts that you have with respect to delimitation? Who will conduct the elections in India? Election commission is fine. No. Election commission is fine. Okay. No, I expected something different. No, I should have asked it in a different way. President in his legislative capacity will do. Governments don't do. The point. We see, whatever the president is doing, president is having legislative functions, no? You know, no? President is, see, if something is mandated through a legislation, we call it the president will sign, then only it will become an act. Okay, but president is doing just because is an executive or just because with the legislature, that you have to be very clear. Okay. And even this delimitation commission constituted because there was a legislation and that legislation got approval. Okay, it's not completely something done by the government alone, no, from legislative. In case of government conducts the election, it is the no, I could have asked the question in a different way. I simply asked that election. I could have asked it in a different way. It's not exactly. But there are a lot of functions which can be done without the intervention of the government, but just because there is a legislation is available and president will directly exercise his power under the constitution. Okay.
Amrita IAS Academy.